What's up guys, my name is Ash Daly and today I'm going to teach you how to do a backflip on the ground. I'm going to break it down into the steps, making it as simple as possible to learn. I'll tell you a little bit about my progression and how I overcame the fear of doing a backflip. And then last, I'll give you some tips on how to make sure you land it right or getting over your fear of going backwards. A good beginner start-off trick to learn would be a back handspring. And that's basically a backflip just with your arms touching the ground to help yourself go over, because it really helps you get into the flipping momentum and it helps your body feel what you're gonna do. If you're starting, just, background experience, you should have at least be able to do a backflip or have done a backflip like on a trampoline or onto your mattress or whatever. But you could start from scratch. I'll teach you how. So you're gonna need something like a flat landing surface. Do not attempt to try this on any hard surface, cement, wood, whatever. Just make sure it's nice and soft. Sand, mattresses, bedding, a gym, or even just soft grass will work. Okay, so here are the actual steps of doing a backflip once you have some background and understanding of it. There's basically 3 parts. There's the takeoff, the rotation, and then the landing. Okay, starting with the takeoff. The takeoff is the first part of doing the flip. It's what gets you enough height to rotate and land appropriately. What you're gonna wanna do is use your arms to get as much momentum as you can and swing them up really high so you can get off the ground for your flip. You're also gonna wanna push off of the balls of your feet and jump. You can practice this by bending your knees down and swinging your arms up at the same time while arching your back at a slight angle. Alright, the next step would be the rotation, but that's the hardest part of the flip. So for your rotation, you gotta make sure your takeoff is really solid. And what you're gonna do is, when you jump up, use your arms, you're gonna extend your back and push off on the balls of your feet so you get adequate height. And as soon as you feel like you're at the climax, if you will, of your jump, you pull your knees into your chest as hard as you can and lean your head back. Alright, as you can see, I'm bending my knees down, swinging my arms back at the same time, jumping up at a slight angle, and really pushing my knees into my chest. You also have to make sure you jump up and get as high as you can before you tuck in your knees. Another key thing you can learn while doing a backflip is when you tuck, you can use the knees out method. And basically it increases your speed, helps you rotate faster, and ensures a better landing. So to do that, instead of tucking with your knees shoved straight into your chest, you put them off to the side a little bit, like kind of like a frog position. It would look like this. You put, instead of this, you put your knees slightly out to the side, and so you have more room to pull it in. So when you rotate, it goes faster and you can ensure your landing. Here's some examples. This is the knees out method compared to the regular tucking method. Alright, so the last step would be the landing. After you get your tuck and rotation down, your head is going to be at this angle with your knees open or closed. So what you want to do is open your eyes. I'm sweaty, but if you open your eyes, it might be scarier for you, but it really helps with the landing because you know when to open up. You can open up too early or too late, and that will result in a bad looking backflip and you might result in some injuries. When you spot your landing, all you have to do is just open up. So open up, take off, let go of your knees, and kind of want to push your feet back into the ground so it makes a nice solid stomp landing. The thing about landings is you can either untuck too early or too late, and both of them can result in a bad looking backflip or injuries. So here's examples of when to untuck and when not to, and what it would look like. Okay, so I'd say the last and most important thing about the backflip is commitment. Once you're really comfortable with getting the rotation and how it's feeling, and you understand how to do the flip itself, and you're ready to take it onto some flat ground, you really have to commit to it. Just fear is all in your mind, and it comes from not understanding what you're doing. So if you make sure you're really comfortable with the flip at first, before you take it onto the ground, it should be very simple, and you gotta get in the mindset that you can do it. You've done it before while you're training, and you know how the rotation works, so you don't open up too early or bail out, and that results in injuries. The thing most about free running is it's all about you kind of, there's no like cheats to do it. There's progressions, but there's not really any, like, no one can really help you. It's like your own type of thing. You have to learn on your own and progress by yourself, unless like someone's spotting you, but still, like, it's all mentality. When you're out there and you're take off and you're about to pull your knees in, you just make sure you just focus on taking off, tucking, and landing. Don't focus on like if you're gonna fail or whatever, because that is one way, well, this is the most common way people get injured. If you make sure you're ready to do it, then nothing will happen and you'll do just fine, and the satisfaction you get from actually landing the flip is amazing. Alright, here's the progression that I used to learn how to do a backflip. Take a note that I started off sand mounds at the beach. Well, it was basically a lump of sand, and I did it onto the flat sand. So you get used to like just doing flips, and if you do it off of a height, it's way easier. But here's my progression to flat ground backflips. Alright, so some tips and things to know before and while you're training to do backflip. This is not something you can learn in one day. I mean, some extremely skilled people can, but from taking it to mats and then trampolines and whatever, then onto solid ground is not one day thing. First of all, as you see now, I'm like really tired, and the more you keep doing it, the harder it is for your body to do it properly, and that results in people getting angry and frustrated that they can't land it. But you just gotta give yourself a break. You might want to just like hold it off until the next day, because your body will be fully restored and you'll still have the understanding of that backflip. Another thing is when you're about to take off, it helps me personally if I just look at something right in front of me and focus on that thing, instead of like looking wherever and thinking about doing the flip. You're supposed to be thinking about doing the flip, but you're not supposed to be thinking about failing, is what I'm trying to say. So just focus on something. It might be a sign, a tree, a wall, or whatever, and just focus on it and take off, and then just do your flip. Something else I learned from the process of learning how to do a backflip is you just have to keep commitment and perseverance. It's a part, you can't escape it when learning free running and parkour and backflips and tricking and stuff. You just persevere, and just, you know, if you won't give up, you'll land it, and it's the best feeling ever to fucking land a flip. Yeah, but if you have any questions, or anything, just comment down below and leave a like if you learned anything from this video. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.